Hey guys, CoasterFan15 here, and welcome back to me not caring enough to do my hair. I literally just woke up, did that, and yeah, now we're rolling. I got a lot of questions last video, basically of people saying, wow, that element is really good, how do I make it? And I try to describe it, but I mean, it's really hard to, describe it over a reply in a comment section, so I thought I'd just make a video building an invert and just, showing you guys step by step how I do my inverts. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump into Planet Coaster. Okay, so we are here in the park, and so yeah, I've done this. I've already done the station. Well, it's a very basic station. I'm probably not going to keep it. And this will probably not become a video, just an FYI. But yeah, so we got trains. We got this cool color scheme. So yeah, let's begin work on this ride. Okay, so pre-lift is up to you, but all that I like to do is that big enough set. So with normal rides, you would like put it, I don't know, like above here, and then it would do the heart lining like that. But for this, because it's an invert or whatever, it kind of banks out, so it's kind of like the opposite of heart lining. So to heart line on an invert, you have to actually drag it below like there, and so then you can actually really heart line like that. So yeah. I like to do it at about -3 feet, or that should be about -1 meter if you're the Europeans, and I don't know, does Canada use that? I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so I'm just gonna do a classic dip out of the station and into the left, kind of like a Montu at or Raptor at Cedar Point. So I like to then get 22.5 degrees on both turning and banking, and then I go down 11.5, which, by the way, I like to have my whatchamacallit, angle snap at 11.5, because that is the most amount of I don't know how to say it. It's like you can do the most. Like, for instance, 15 degrees is what, that's like 5 or 6 notches to get to 90 degrees, whereas this, it's I think it's 8. So yeah, more freedom and more, if that's making any sense. I don't know if I am just talking gibberish right now, but anyway, so right now we're gonna bank it to 33.75 degrees, and bank it to 33.75 on turning as well, and bank it down to 22.5 degrees for going down. And then here, now they always have a quick bottom, and so like they'll dip down and they'll have a quick valley, and then they'll go right back up. And so obviously this is too, we're gonna have to adjust with this, but something like that, like it's very tight. That's how they're made. So then we bank it back down to 20 or to 33, bank it down to that, down to there, and boom, that should be the that's the first section. That's the pre-lift right there. Yeah, so then we go to optional catwalk right there, and then I always like to, for my coasters, I like to have a normal piece, and then if it's like a B&M coaster or something like that, then I like to do a block section. I don't, like, you don't have to do that, but just because, if this is in a park, it's gonna, you might have to stall at that bottom block section. That's not good, but I think it looks the best. So if not, just do drive tires. But because I don't run multiple trains on a ride for my Planet Coaster showcase videos, I have a block section because it has a brake, and I think it's 4 or like 2 sets of drive tires. So yeah, here right now, just like that. So we do that, you can see right there, I think that looks the best when going into a lift. Yeah, so then go to lift, and I always like to make this 33.75 degrees for my inverts, and then I extend it. Now do not, a lot of my coasters, I just slowly go up the lift by 16 or 13 feet or whatever, 4 meters. But don't do that with this, because you can see on the end there are these boxes for supports or whatever, or not boxes, like these little square things. And so if we have a bunch of these little things, and if, let's say I make, get rid of these supports or something like that, like look at all these little, little frame pieces, and I like, that's way too much. So yeah, you're not going to want that. So you're just going to do it in a big increments. So that should be good. Let's see. So we're 95 feet. I think 116. That should be good. All right, 123 feet. So yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of making new gen B&M inverts, mainly because I always like to model my rides like I like to make my rides really realistic, and there's only been like one major roller coaster that is a new gen. I think that's Banshee. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the only new gen B&M invert. So yeah, there's not enough. I feel like there's not enough rides for me to properly, be like, okay, this element, like, and also it's way too creative. Like an inline twist, I would never add that onto an invert just because. But Banshee has it, and that's a real ride. Just if I'm making any sense, yeah. If I'm not making sense, I'm sorry, but I don't know how else to describe it. I like making 1990s inverts. So yeah. By the way, I do want to smooth this out. I like this first smoothing out pre-lifts. I like to select 3 at a time and then just go back and forth until it looks smooth. And yes, and yeah, this bottom right here, it's not supposed to be too tight. But so that's what the smoothing does. It will kind of gradually, not make it as tight. So yeah, there we go. And then I like to select 1 on the end. Get rid of that support. Get rid of this support, and get rid of that support, and then that should look good. Oh, and also, this is the lift motor right here. So you all, it's kind of sticking into there. So you can also want to get rid of that. So yeah, let's start test, and let's take a quick POV of our invert that we've been making over the past 3 minutes or so. I don't know. Okay, so pretty good. I like it. Yeah, and then always leave your coasters on testing mode. I probably should have done that from the beginning, but always have it testing, because so you never know if you're gonna make an element and it's too high, like it goes too high, and so it doesn't make it over values, or it just completely just crawls over the element, and you don't want it. You want more positive G's and hang time. Then yeah, definitely you're gonna want to have it testing to make sure you don't build the ride and be like, oh, it doesn't make through half the ride. So yeah, you always want to have it testing. Yeah, there's basically no con to have it testing constantly, unless you have a slow computer. But yeah. So however, for the first bank, now being inverts always have like really big whip at the top. So like I think like in the first tiny bit, it banks all the way out and it turns super quickly. I'll put a POV on the screen. Or no, because I don't want to have to ask people for credit. So you know what? I'm just not going to do that. Just anyway, watch a POV. It's going to whip at the top, and it's going to fling around, and then the rest is going to if you've ever ridden a B&M invert, you get like the tiniest bit of floater. It's like not to the point where it's almost unnoticeable, but you got really big whip at the top, and then you got a tiny bit of floater, and then it just slams down with positive G's. So that's what we're going for. And to do that, we're actually gonna have to make our banking offset more than 3 feet, like just about there. And I always like to have it 33.75 degrees for the first piece. I like to go down 11.25 over about 45 degrees. Then I like to bank it 45 degrees down at 22.5. So now it's 33.75, and then I bank it all the way out to 78. And then I like to bank it back to 33, down 1 more, and then, yeah, up to 90. Or I like to 22.5. But, alright, so down 1 more. Alright, now we can start really just swinging it back down. Making 11.25. Then just start banking it like that. That should be good. This ride is very high off the ground. I think I screwed this up. Actually, no, I think we can make do with this. Alright, so now we gotta make it just like that. Alright. So now it's like that. Alright, so now you can slam back down with positive G's. And I may have to lower the height on that. That is very high off the ground. Yeah, 30. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to lower the height just a little bit. Here. No, see, the station is like that. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to lower the height of the lift, because this is the my ideal drop. So, and I don't want to mess with the drop or how much it's banked or anything like that. So, I think I'm gonna take that last section of the lift off, and so then it should be just over 100 feet tall. It's like a Batman clone. That's good. 99 feet. That's actually not very much. Here, I make things up as I go. If you can't tell, that said, I have a pretty good understanding as to how they make it and how I like to make them. So, if that makes any sense, I'm just talking out of my butt right now. I'm really focused on this game right now. So, all right, that should be good. Okay, yeah, that's much better. Yeah, much better. Alright, so let's get rid of that. Let's make that like that. Alright, banked 33.5 or 30, whatever. Just like that, and just like we just did. Right there. Right there. Alright, then now it's normal where it just kind of starts to bank down. Just like that. Oh yeah, this is much better. Much better. Alright, I think I'm gonna swing this back down to right there. Bank that. Start banking it up. Yeah, it's actually a bit too low to the ground, which is good. It's good. We can definitely raise it off the ground if need be, which is nice. So actually, yeah, I think I'm gonna raise it off the ground just a little bit. Oh, by the way, at the last, so we're all banking 11.25. I think, yeah, 11.25 the entire way, but once you reach down to the point where you're banking from 11.25 to 0 degrees, do not have it banking, just have it stop banking, and, yeah, that's where we'll cut it. So, okay, I think I'm gonna, raise it off the ground just a little bit. That should be good. Alright, perfect. That's our drop. Yeah, so we are 15 minutes in. I'm sure I've edited out a lot of it, so, yeah. Here, should we go, implement first, or vertical loop? I think I'm gonna go vertical loop. So, vertical loop, obviously, since we go up, vertical loops, if we go to, if we just add a quick vertical loop, let me uncheck this. Then you can see that it kind of ends and starts at about 20 degrees. So because it's not 11.25, you can see how much sharper that is than the rest. So then I like to add another, I think that would go to 5 meters or just another notch up, and then we'll add our loop. Yeah, we'll have it swing, go that way. Have it much smaller. B&M inverts always rocket through their loops, so make sure it's decently small. Alright, so I'm gonna do that. And then I think I'm gonna have it bank, kind of like Montu, where it kind of banks out and then does a 0G roll out here. So, yeah, we're literally making Montu right now, on accident. But, we're not gonna talk about that part. Yeah, so let's see how fast it's going at this point. Oop, gotta unpause it. Alright. Alright. Oop, lag. It's a bit too fast, so I think I'm gonna up the scale just a little bit. Like, I can't be recording audio from my microphone and be playing a video game and be recording the gameplay at the same time. Sorry, this is taxing on my computer, so sorry if it looks laggy, and sorry if it's, yeah, so this is a lot for my computer to handle right now. Alright, goes into the loop. That's still way too fast. Alright, so I'm gonna make it much bigger, like that. That should be plenty big. And yeah, so you basically want to go up and then kind of stall at the top, and then kind of, I don't know. I'll see it. I'll know it when I see it, and then I'll show you guys of how good the scaling should be. And you guys, you don't have to make this exact rod. I'm just basically showing, because people had asked, oh my gosh, how do you make that specific? How do you make the drop or the corkscrew, something like that? And I'm basically showing you guys how I make my drops and stuff like that. And the main thing is the zero G roll. Everyone talks about my zero G rolls in the comments, so this is my secret sauce for that. There should be plenty. Boom, perfect. Yeah, just like that. Just go up, stalls at the top, not too much though, then continues. Alright, perfect. Alright, so then we bank up to 33.5. Then we bank 2 at once, just like that. Then 3. Oh no, I'm starting to bank too early. Alright. Just like that. Like that. Oh, 33 degrees right there. I might have to extend it. Oh, that's supposed to be not that. It's supposed to be right there. Alright, there we go. 33 degrees, and this will round it out at 45 once we go at the top. So we have a decent amount of, just a bit higher. I might have to drag the height down on that. Oop. Sorry if I'm like, if this is, if I'm not talking much or if I'm making no sense. I'm really in the zone right now. So, yeah, sorry about that if I seem a bit weird. Let's see how fast it goes through here. I just want to make the top of this. I like to make it 33, and then I'll make it something like that. Make it 11.25, down 1. Over a couple, down like that, and just like that. So that should be good, and we can probably stop making it at 16, or stop, or have the length be at that. I'm sorry, I'm not very focused on making a video right now. I'm making a ride. I'm in that sort of zone. So again, for the 19th time, I'm sorry if I don't make any sense when I'm talking. I am again in the zone. So alright, we'll see how this looks. Goes through there. It's a close call with that track. See there. I like that. Yeah, I like that. I could drag that down just a little bit, something like there, and then there. Here, just drag all this down, and this can all be fixed once we smooth it out. So it doesn't have to be like it's going to look very janky. Oops, sorry. Also, smoothing process doesn't, it's not gonna take too long, but I mean, it's gonna take a little bit of time, so just keep that in mind. Why is it doing that? God, I hate Planet Coaster. Okay. Right there. I just want to fix the rest. then what I do for my like for something like airtime hills where there's no banking, I select the entire thing. I just spam smooth. All right, because the real weakness with Planet Coaster is banking. Planet Coaster does not handle banking very well in terms of smoothness. So but with stuff like airtime hills, if you just select the entire airtime hill and there's no banking at all, if you just spam smooth, it'll look really smooth. So just spam and then it'll look good. Alright, yeah, that's looking much better. Alright, yeah, I am liking this. Okay, so now we're gonna make the 0G roll. Okay, so this is a thing that many people comment on my videos saying, how did you make that 0G roll? It's so smooth. This is how I do it. It's taken a lot of trial and error, and actually looking at POVs, because BM inverts always have whip. They like they don't just a perfect, just smooth roll like that. They barely bank them. They just whip over. So it's hard to replicate that in Planet Coaster, but I figured out a way to do that. So I'm just gonna bank like that. Then the first piece, you can either I like to bank it at 22.5. Ooh, I'm gonna pause that, and then leave it at 33. And then the next piece, I bank it down to 22, and I bank it another 22.5 to bring it to 45 degrees. The third one, bring it down again. I bank this 45 degrees. The fourth one, I bank 90, and then in the 91, I like to kind of add a bit more heartlining, maybe 4 feet. That should be good. And then something like that. Then I'll bring it back down to 3. Just the beginning of 3. All right, there, and then we just do mirror what we just did. Yeah, then we bank it to 0. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I've only smoothened the incline into the implement, but also the pre-lift. So this is all gonna look very janky if I show you a POV now, and it might even make you sick because of how just terrible it looks. But yeah, it just whips over like that. Boom. All right, I think I'm gonna smooth the drop and all of the twisty sections right now. So, firstly. Ooh, yeah, gotta smooth this right here, make sure that looks good. Alright, so I like to select it the first time through. And by the way, I don't do the 4-meter technique where I go through 8 times to make it that smooth. I like to go through 1 or 2 times, maybe 3 if it's not that smooth, but very rarely. So it's kind of like a mix between the 4-meter method where you go through it 8 times and well, my own method. So this is how I make all my coasters. If it's a bigger, I prefer to select 6 pieces at one time and go through the layout that way. But if not, then I like to do three pieces at a time. So yeah, that's my method of making my coasters smooth. So yeah, I like to make it all in 13 feet or whatever, and then yeah, I select 6 or 3 pieces at a time, and I go through and smooth it, just like so. A coaster, just in the ballpark, depends on the coaster. Sometimes it can take me just a night, like I'll get home from school, and I'll just do my homework, study, do whatever, and I'll just play Planet Coaster, and yeah, I've deleted so many rides. I have probably deleted hundreds, if not thousands, of rides in Planet Coaster. Probably in the thousands. I think I have like 1,200 hours on this game. So yeah, I'm constantly building a ride, like building half the layout. Nah, it doesn't look good. Not realistic, because my bar is so high. It's way up there. My bar for how realistic things get. So yeah, like when it comes, my big problem with my Planet Coaster Realistic Park, even though it just cranked a butt ton of views, like I think the first episode has like what, 2,000 views now. But yeah, the reason why I don't do that is because I am good at building coasters, not parks. And so when I transfer and over to parks and make the park, you know, I can't do it because my bar is so high that I build something, nah, it doesn't look realistic enough. Build something, nah, it doesn't look, and so it's just ended this endless cycle of just not looking good enough for me. Even if it actually does look good. Like, I mean, I've worked on it sporadically. I've already removed that thing that I loved the second episode, that beautiful river, just because it didn't fit. Now I'm going for an entrance similar to the new Chocolate Town at Hershey Park, where it's big, wide open, and coaster, big B&M Hyper right in the beginning. I copied Barracuda into that park. So, yeah, part of my past creations might be in there. So, be on the lookout for that. So, yeah, I think that I just smoothed this. I think it's time to, observe. Okay, it's going down like there. Alright, I'm just gonna look at the Immelman. Again, I have yet to smooth the banking. You can see how terrible that looks. And then, yeah, God, this is laggy. Alright, so I just want to look at a POV of how smooth the drop is right now, because it's about the amount of smoothing that I do from a typical drops. God, how far are we? We are 30 minutes through. This is going to be a long video. I might have to split this into a couple parts. Yeah, I might have to split this into a couple parts. Wow. Alright, so it banks down. Yeah, it's not very smooth. I'm gonna have to the middle to the end, it looks good, but not that first part. So I think I'm just gonna select this. I also do 4 at a time sometimes, so I'm just gonna select this 4 and just go through one more time. Then I basically joggle between going 3 pieces at a time through and 4 pieces or 6 pieces, and I just wait till it gets smooth. So yeah, you don't have to go through 8 times to get the smoothness you want. Just because you know Silver at his coasters are amazing, but I don't think you need to go through 8 times. So yeah, this is how I do it. Man, that first little bit just rocks back and forth. I don't know what's the problem there. Oop. What is the problem here? Does that look good? That looks actually very smooth. I don't know why it's not looking smooth on ride, because, by the way, I never, you know, do my POVs like this, because it's off-centered, and, yeah, I don't like how it looks. I much prefer the look of a bumper viewing. So just, yeah, that's the way I think it looks the most cinematic there. So, all right, you know what? I think it's better, but you can't make it perfect. So, yeah, like, remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. I am not the biggest fan of that drop right there, and I'm already, you know, I'm ditching it. Ooh, I can't do this yet because I have to smooth this right here, because of this flat piece. It's just gonna be banking. This is gonna stop like an arrow transition. So I gotta smooth this out so it easily, smooths into that. Not ascending or whatever. If I may, again, this is the 30th time I've said this, but I'm really not focused on talking. I'm really only focused on making it. So let's select 6 pieces right there. That looks good. All right. Go through. Alright, that looks good. Here I think I'm gonna get rid of some of these supports. I'm just gonna make sure the supports spawn from that, and then there. how is that looking? Alright. Love that so much. Awesome. Okay, so let's see a POV of that Immelman. So, by the way, I like to leave the lift speed for almost all my coasters at 5 miles an hour, unless it's a cable lift. Then I like to speed it up to like 12 or 14. All right, looking good. All right, so first one, 5 elements almost complete. 4 elements complete except for this. All right, so the first timer through now. These can get really finicky, so you gotta really be careful when making this. Gotta perfectly round that through like that, and it will not be smooth the first time you go through. Well, it's incredibly rare for it to be smooth. Go there and then. Go through. I'm just gonna go through one more time because I know it's not smooth. Never is. So yeah, then we'll check and see how smooth it is, and yeah, we should be good. By the way, if you do it with this method, just like the 4-meter technique, it will look terrible if you're doing it. If you like to do backseat, like I don't know, POVs or whatever, just because the front cars look like they're jittering around on the track. It looks terrible. But, I mean, technically this is a glitch we use to make the rides this smooth. But yeah, and if you're wondering, I don't use the autocomplete technique where you delete 2 pieces and you connect it to make it one. I don't think it looks that smooth. The only reason I do that is to make the supports look evenly spaced out, and so that's the only reason I'd ever do it. I never noticed any difference in smoothness. Alright, so Immelman. Look at that. Look, already just went through 30, or not 30, 3 degrees one way, or 3 pieces one way for the other, and it already looks amazing. Here, I'm going to delete some of these supports. Alright, so, yeah, just like that. I think I should delete that. Again, I just auto-completed that right there. That's the only time that I didn't mean to do that. Only time I auto-complete is when I'm doing supports. And actually, that's on the wrong side. Oh, and by the way, if you guys ever are doing the autocomplete thing and you notice that there's no tie between 2 of these 2 pieces, then just do it again. Just select it again, delete it again, and do that, and boom, it's back on both sides. And so you just keep on, you're on the same piece, deleting and auto-completing until it just, doesn't show up. Alright, that looks good as far as supports go, except for this, but, here, just delete that, make sure the ties are, nope, the ties are definitely not there for that. Alright. Alright, that's looking good. Let's look how smooth this looks. Look how good that looks. Yes! Okay, awesome. So, yeah, loving the way this looks here. I think I'm gonna, right now, I think I'm gonna get rid of some of the supports right here. It's like a spider web. Alright. Delete. I think these 2. I think that would be good. Alright, yeah, look at that. Alright, POV. Loops, I don't make my own loops just because I feel like the in-game loops, they look fine, so I just use those. Alright, boom, twist over. Love that. Look how smooth that is. I just love that. And, yeah, I think that'll wrap up the first episode of the series. I just made up the fact that we're doing episodes because I am 36 minutes through this recording, and yeah, I don't want to have a 3-hour long video. So that is the first part of this ride, this B&M Invert, this 1990s style B&M Invert. Alright, so I'm just gonna get rid of these last supports. And yeah, oh, also for the lift supports, I always like to get rid of every other one, so like I'll leave that one, get rid of that. Alright, that looks good. Perfect. So I will leave you with the POV for this ride. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Tell me if you want a part 2 of this series where I build coasters and I basically tell you how I make them my way. Just because again, got some comments on the last video saying how do you make it, how to make these elements. So I've done roughly the first half. I haven't done a mid course, although I like to add mid courses on my inverts. Anyway, without thank you for watching. Sorry I haven't released a video in like more than a week. I'll try to do weekly uploads, but school has really been in the way. Working on some new uploads, working on a ride that I'm pretty proud of. I'm liking it. It might already be out. I'll flash on the screen the name if it's already out. But yeah, I'm just gonna stop the jibber jabber. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video. Goodbye.